So you said earlier about exploration being important, and I think that's something that that Roddenberry really got right about kind of imagining this future where it's maybe money doesn't exist as we know it, and everyone's basic needs are met, and everyone is essentially able to flourish. There's like no scarcity has been defeated, and so the question becomes, what do people do? What is it that drives people beyond money? And what is it that we would pursue? And his answer in one word is exploration, I think. And so that's exploration of space, and so you could look at that as being like a literal thing as they were exploring space. But I think that's a metaphor as well, that we would be exploring our own lives, exploring our purposes. We would be what is the unknown, and trying to ask questions, and whatever it is we don't know, exploring around those edges and expanding what we know. And that never ends. Like, we will never know everything that there is to know, and that is what I think drives us as humans. Once our basic needs are met, it's all about spending time with each other and improving ourselves and learning and our curiosity and just asking questions and just trying to answer them. And so I just love that Star Trek kind of captures that, in this exploration being the answer, as kind of like the top of Maslow's pyramid. And I think that's what we would be doing. We would just be, if we install a basic income, and over time, especially if it rises, so that you're meeting more and more of the basics, to that you're actually creating like a prosperity floor kind of situation, then that's what we'd be free to do, is just really spend our lives exploring what it means to be alive. And I think that's like a really exciting prospect of the future. And I think that as another Star Trek reference to mention, I wrote a piece called Think Like a Martian, and it's imagining the world as it exists from the perspective of like an alien being. And I think that in Star Trek, according to the lore, we were contacted by the other civilizations. First contact was made after we attained warp speed, and so like it was a technological achievement that kind of welcomed humanity into the rest of the galaxy. And I think that's I think potentially it could be something else. I think that instead of a technological achievement, you could look at it as potentially a sociological achievement. Like, in exploring the galaxy in Enterprise, you would go from world to world, and you would decide whether or not to make contact with them, based on wherever they were at as a civilization. And I think that as long as we don't have an unconditional basic income, then I don't think we're advanced enough. And I think it's a sociological kind of thing to consider, because I think that once we have a basic income, then that's building a society based on trust. And the existing society is based on distrust. We are not trusting each other. We are assuming that people will do all kinds of things if they have access to resources. And so we have to like control the access to resources and kind of use that control to get people to do this or do that, and then we kind of make decisions for them, like, oh well, if we gave you cash, then that would be trusting you, and you're just going to use it on drugs, so we're going to give you these food coupons instead that can only be used on food. It's all distrust. And so if we switch from that distrust to trust, and we're actually basing our society on trust, and all of us are trusted by each other with this like minimum amount of trust. That's really what I think, the basic income is because that's what money is trust.